When she made her comment about rallying around the flag?
Do you know, I love during the World Cup and the European Championships, and we had the Olympics, the flags were fantastic. And it did brighten up the place. But they'll just get wet, they'll get rained on, they'll get tatty, and we'll just go back. We'll go back to how it is. The country's in, I would say, a kind of very deep, dark despair. And if you want to make your neighbourhood better, buy a stranger a cup of tea. Go to the library and help there. Putting up flags isn't going to deal with the issues. And some of these people don't actually know what is wrong. They just feel there's something wrong. They're detached from the political process. Since Brexit, you know, this all started at Brexit, when people said things about this country, what it could be and what it was. And it's been none of them. And so now we're at the point, and yeah, understandable anger, disappointment, people, you know, a deindustrialised country where people don't feel they have worth or meaning, and people are saying, oh, we'll put up a flag, it'll all be better. We don't want the government to wave flags in return and say, oh, we too like flags. They're delivering good stuff. Employment Rights Bill is going through, excuse me, which some people won't like, which will give better rights to workers. But people like Reform, Tommy Robinson, they're not in favour of better rights for workers. If we have better rights in the workplace for men and women, people of colour, it will be better. These people don't campaign for the NHS. We've never had a march that big and angry for the NHS. Why not, if they care? Why not? Instead, we have marches waving flags and demanding people they've never met and they'll never know can't come here.
Let's go here. The Prime Minister seems at a loss to know how to deal with the issue of immigration. Because on the one hand, he came to power saying he was going to smash the gangs, and yet the rate of illegal immigration, certainly in the boats, has in no way stopped. And it's become such a symbolic issue for those who are anti-immigration to focus on the boats. It's a really inflammatory issue. And then he did a speech saying, we're at risk of becoming an island of strangers, which seemed to play into this very divisive narrative. What would you say? Because he has to unite people who, as you say, put aside the far right, but he has to unite the people who might say, I'm on the march because, as you acknowledge, I'm concerned about immigration, and no one else is speaking for me in a way that publicly says that. How does the Prime Minister tackle that issue constructively, positively and effectively?
People do not want slogans like stop the boats and smash the gangs. What they want is to be listened to, but actual action. And it's not just about illegal migrants on boats. It's also actually legal migration that we need to consider as well, because, for example, on our helpline, we'll get hardship cases, so you get to sort of find out, you know, what's going on. And I think what we need to do is sit down and have conversations around the country by everybody, not just by the white working class. Different diverse groups on immigration. I think it's absolutely fine to be tough on immigration, but also be tough on racism and anti-Muslim hatred. And I think the Prime Minister sometimes, on a lot of issues, not just this one, is very, very slow to react. He's very reactionary. What I'd like the Prime Minister to be is proactive and know what the issues are and sit down and have these. I think we need to have conversations in every city, but it has to involve diverse communities, and you will find that minority ethnic communities are also worried about immigration. I did a survey last June and just during the elections to find out from Muslim women, what are you concerned about? 1/3 said immigration. But they are not saying it at the moment because the debate has become so toxic. It's no longer about the people coming over on boats. It's now become about actually if you are of a particular appearance and skin colour, you don't belong here. You know, we want our country back, you don't belong here. That's also aimed at people like me.